I'm Rhonda Donadue from Simple Gifts Farmstead, and we're out for the first of this year's Farmstead field trips. We've come to historic Rugby, Tennessee to see R.M. Brooks General Store. The owner's name is Tiffany, and I'm going to take you inside and let her tell her story to you.
Hi, my name is Tiffany, and you're here at R.M. Brooks' store, and I'm the fourth generation to run this store. My great-grandfather, R.M. Brooks, and his wife, Nettie, started this store in the early 20s, and my grandparents, Arlo and Verta Brooks, moved back here from Oak Ridge, and they helped run it too. And in 2010, my father, Bill Jones, passed away, and my family was, we were deciding what we needed to do with the store, and then it became a perfect opportunity for me. So actually this past April, it was 10 years that I've been running it. Back when my grandparents were running the store, this was the place that you would come for everything. Even during the Great Depression, my grandmother wrote a letter to my grandfather and talks about not being out of lard, and I can't remember all the things, but anyway. So it was the community hub. I mean, they supplied nails. There's an old nail keg in here. I believe that I've been told also that there was clothing items, shoes. I have found some little metal things for shoes, but of course, my grandmother served sandwiches, cold sandwiches to the locals and the farmers that were here, because back in the day they were raising tobacco, different, of course, things. And I was trying to think what else. Anyhow, I'm sure cleaning products. I think everything that you needed, like a mini Walmart, probably. Very mini, but everything. They sold everything here. So very early on when I acquired the store, it was my heartbeat to keep it in the family. But I also recognized, because of my faith, that God was in the store as far as having his hand upon it and what he wanted me to do. So from the very beginning, I dedicated what I was doing for him. But there is a sense of pride that my family has been doing this for so long, and they were very hard workers. I have people, local people and people that have moved away from here that'll come and they'll tell me stories about my great-grandfather and the kindness that he had and things that they've bought out of his Bob's Bargain Barn. And so I think my family has a lot. My mom is 86 and she's a hard worker. Some days she works harder than I do. So that aspect of coming from a family who's worked very hard and owned their own business for many years is, you know, it's very, there's a lot of pride to have in that, to be proud of. The ministry side of it, like I said, that's probably my greatest thing, is being able to talk to people about Jesus. Even if I don't say anything, hopefully they see Jesus inside of me. And so that, and getting to pray with people. So the ministry, it's really neat. So I come to work, I do what I love. It's very hard work, but if I get to pray with someone or speak to someone about Jesus, or minister to them, or they minister to me, however that looks, that makes my whole day. So it's really, I often say a lot of times people come here thinking they're gonna get a bologna sandwich, and that's really, you know, the bologna sandwich is just a disguise. It's all about people knowing that there is a Savior and there is an eternal home, and that we have the opportunity to spend. And there's a loving God, a God that created us, and He loves us very much. And so anyway. So I think the most popular thing people come here for is probably the food. I'm known for my food. But I think there's also, so I'm very known for my fried bolognas and my cheeseburgers are the number one. My fries are hand cut. So those food items I'm known for, and people will drive and come and get them. But I think people like all of the nostalgia that's in here the most of all. It's a Cracker Barrel. It's a mini, like back in the day Cracker Barrel. And there's a video that my grandfather talks about that, and I didn't even know it until after I had the store and was doing things to it. So I think coming here and sitting in an atmosphere that may seem chaotic but it's peaceful. I mean, can be a lot of running parts for us girls when it's really busy, but at the same time, a peaceful atmosphere and an atmosphere of saying either I remember those things or, oh my gosh, what is that? And that's so cool, because you don't get that in a normal restaurant. And so, because there's stuff hanging on the ceilings, and I still have stuff to hang on the walls and don't know where I'm going to put it. So I think those two things, food and then first, and some people do. I have some people that specifically come here because they love the history part of an old country store that's still in business, and this one has been in business for over 100 years. So I have found that social media is a big impact. I have a lady who does my Facebook, and the majority of people, if I'm doing events, they'll see it on Facebook as opposed to a flyer, which I still do flyers. And then YouTube has been a really big thing. There's a lot more people watching YouTube than there are regular TV. And so I didn't realize that. I don't watch any TV lately at all. But yes, social media has been a big impact on my business, especially the last year, but 2 years at least. It's been very, very beneficial. I don't know that the community was ever split up, but I think it's a good meeting place. People it's down to earth. I've got a lot of farmers. The way that the road is now, there's a bypass around Rugby, so I don't get a lot of the semi-truck traffic. Every now and then I'll get a semi that doesn't care. They want a fried bologna or a cheeseburger, and so they are going to very well come off of the road. And I do have a place to kind of turn around here. That is a downside in some ways, but not bad. I mean, I think I'm a destination, so if someone's coming, they're coming here to see the store, they're coming here to eat, and it's a destination. And so I did have some workers that drove 10 miles from another area in order to come eat, and it made me feel good. My heartbeat is to always keep the store as original as possible. So that's why I have the coolers the way that they are. As far as expansion, I've tried to keep it as original as possible. What I do see for the future is I have a campground. I'm not going to expand my campground, but I do have some really cool things that I will be doing in the future for it. So it'll just be an added thing if people want to come and stay in the area. I think in this area there's such diversity, and people all have different needs. You know, they may want a tent camp, or they may be hikers, or they may want something really fancy like Gray Gables to stay in a bed and breakfast. And so I think so I have some things coming up in the future with my campground. But as far as the store itself, as far as adding on anymore, I don't see that. I have expanded my my porch out. I do plan on having music here more. It's something that's had been on my heart for quite a while. So kind of like, I don't know if you're familiar with Leaper's Fork, and I probably will never be Leaper's Fork, but there's a place, and I think I'm saying that correctly, down towards Nashville, and it's just this little hole in the wall place, and people come and they pick music, and it's a different setup. I mean, they're open in the evenings, but this year I've started scheduling some music, and we'll see how it goes, and next year we'll get more organized before next year comes. And so that is something that I'm adding, not structurally, but I'm adding kind of to the menu for hopefully people to come and enjoy. For here, I think people are drawn to the simplicity. I think then, like I said earlier, the nostalgia, people want to see and they remember when. But I also think that there's people that I've encountered recently that they were not living during the time of some of the stuff that's in here being used. And so what I find too is when people come, they're coming for an experience, and it's kind of I think simple. I don't know that for sure. I mean, but I think the simplicity, I think there was a simplicity, possibly, I didn't live back in that time, but I think there was a simplicity to how things were, and there wasn't cell phones, and there wasn't all of this hustle and bustle. And I actually I have said jokingly, when there's been a crowd of people, and depending on where my frame of mind is, I mean, I have said out in the crowd, like, if you're in a hurry, you've come to the wrong house. Like, we can only build so quick, and we can only build so fast. So the girls and I try to give off, and most people do. They're not in a hurry. I mean, they're coming here to sit and enjoy and to visit, and I don't keep up, but I'd say some people are here for an hour or longer, not because they're waiting on their food. I mean, sometimes you might have to wait on your food that long, but I mean, because that's just that part of it. They meander. You can't see everything in this store. Like, I have people come in and they'll say, we've been in this store 3 times and we see something different every time we come. But I think people are drawn to, like, maybe, I don't know, even what was it like back in the day? Like, oh my gosh, lard was in that type of jar, or what was this used for? Like, you know, and I haven't sat at somebody's table, but I think there's also been those questions of, like, what is that, you know? And I wonder too if they play that guessing game of, that's a minnow trap, or, you know, that's a lard bucket, or so. I think just that, and I think it's fun, and so yeah, I think that's what people are drawn to. This is my Uncle Bobby, and he had the farm, he raised cattle, he worked for the state, and so that's just part of the farm that, like I said, they raised hay, tobacco, different things. This is my mom that somebody come in and took a picture of with her. And then these pictures are of my grandfather, my great-grandfather, and my grandmother. And so you can't see it in the bathroom, there's a picture. They would go to Florida every year and go fishing. And so this is a 265-pound Jewfish. And the story that I've been told is that he caught this, filleted it up, sent it by train on ice and told my grandfather, Aro, that there was a package. And then they got the package, and then they distributed all this fish to everybody in the community. That fish's head hung on the front porch for years. I still have people come in. Like, it was, as a child, I would think that was gonna go over my head. We don't know for sure, but somebody stole it. So it would be nice, it would be great someday if somebody would bring that back. But anyway, there's some pictures, and it's really cool.
So Tiffany, I just want to say thank you for letting us come to visit, letting us have our little Farmstead field trip here, for answering questions and showing us all the wonderful things in the store. And I want to say to you, if you don't recognize what a gift you are to the community, and you said you wanted to let people see a little bit of Jesus in you, they do.
Thank you.
If you don't recognize that you are pouring yourself, your whole life into this community, and that you are a difference maker, and that you are the face of Jesus and the hands and feet of Jesus right here, just like any missionary would be who goes somewhere else, then let me say that to you now.
Thank you.
Again, thank you so much for...
that makes me cry. Thank you. I needed those words.
For letting us spend this time with you. And we know that your time is precious, and it's been a precious time with us.
Oh, my goodness.
So
thank you so much. Thank you. Oh.
We're wrapping up our visit to historic Rugby, Tennessee, and specifically here at Brooks Corner, where R.M. Brooks General Store is, and also where Brooks Corner RV Park is. And we stayed at the RV Park, and I want to tell you just a couple things about the R.M. Brooks store and the campground itself, and why maybe you should come here as well. There's a trailhead called the Big South Fork Trailhead that is really close by, so this is a great place if you want to just hang out here and do some hiking. There are 10 full hookups with 7 that have electric and water and sewer. You can bring your tent, you can bring your camper, whatever you like. And if you have an opportunity to talk with the ladies who work here at the store, please do so, because you will love them. They're wonderful, wonderful people. And Miss Tiffany is known for her bologna sandwich, maybe worldwide, who knows. The R.M. Brooks store is designated as a National Register of Historic Places, and it is absolutely that. It's a little museum of sorts. It just is a little capsule of history. So you could spend quite some time just walking around the store to see some of the wonderful things that she's collected. There are a few things for sale if you're into antiques, but definitely many things for you to appreciate while you're in there. This is a community landmark. It's a meeting place. It's been in operation for 5 generations, and they're committed to protecting and preserving heritage of people and times past. And you'll definitely get that feeling when you step inside of the R.M. Brooks store. It's got nostalgic memorabilia, a pot-bellied stove, rocking chairs. Definitely choose the hoop cheese for your bologna sandwich. It's got soda pop, moon pies, and just so much more. It's definitely worth the stop in Rugby, Tennessee, historic Rugby, Tennessee, and like I say, it's a destination. So make sure you check out R.M. Brooks General Store, and I just wanted to say this was a wonderful Farmstead field trip, and can't wait to come back to see my new friend Tiffany.